a winner, that's true. She don't even take L's, eating alphabet soup. Mayday, mayhem, 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 mayday, mayhem. She a cool black nerd, always been smart.
And hello and welcome to another Mayday Mayhem Mystery, and I am your host, Mayday Mayhem. And today we are talking about the Lyons Brothers. And the reason I'm calling them that, their names are not actually Lyons, but the crime they committed, allegedly happened in Lyons, Illinois. Now, many of you may not know these little suburbs and towns that's on the outskirts of the city. It's really not the outskirts because Lyons is literally only 10 minutes from what you would call metropolitan Chicago, if that, you know. It's a very small town. It has very little residents, but the houses are extremely close, which brings us on to the case study and story. Well, it's not a case study, of course, but this is the story that we're looking at. The police arrested a man after he alleged buried his mother and sister in the backyard and continued to cash Social Security checks. Now, when this story first broke, it was because I'm not far from Lyons. Lyons is literally a hop, skip, and a jump away from me. It literally is. But here's one of the brothers that's allegedly charged with burying their mother and sister in the backyard and continue to collect, like I said, Social Security checks. Now, also what they found in the home, they said it was a hoarder's home. But they also had collectibles up in there. Now, what brought this story out was, in these little towns, if they shut your water off or any electricity and stuff, you are not allowed to stay inside of the buildings. You're not allowed to stay there. You have to leave the place. Now, they had, I guess the township of Lyons had got a call that, someone was staying at this residence, but hadn't paid a water bill in over a year or something. This is how the story first broke. They hadn't paid a water bill in over a year or something, and there was no water in the facility. So with no water in the facility, again, they have to come in and tell all occupants that you have to leave. And, they put some type of little sticker or something up there. So allegedly, when they went to do this, they found the two men staying there, and they said it was alleged a hoarder's house. So when they started asking questions along the lines, well, who else lived here? Now, this is how the story gets kind of freaky, kind of crazy. Gets real crazy right here. One of the brothers alleged that the sister had a form of some type of autism and had pushed their 70-something-year-old mother down the stairs. And she had died from her injuries. And they alleged buried her body in the backyard. Now, again, these houses are very close. They're not like a mile or on an acre of land or anything. No, these homes are literally shouting distance. If you and your husband have a heated argument and the windows is open, the whole block is going to hear that argument, especially the neighbors next door. So allegedly, the mother passed and they buried her remains in the backyard. Okay. Now, when it first came out, they said, they didn't know how to do the burial process and they thought it was legal to do, which is like, it's not legally. I don't think you can do that. However, not to have called a doctor or anything like that. Then they said shortly after that, the sister died of COVID. Now, allegedly during this time, COVID wasn't even mandated. So we're going back years. Okay, don't forget COVID-19 became a pandemic December 31st, 2019. Yay. But that was a day it became a global pandemic and they started shutting everything down here in America around what? February, March, especially here in Chicago. After that St. Patrick's Day celebration, and everybody was out there acting a whole plum dumb fool, and they shut everything down here in Chicago. So he said the sister died. She got sick. She got really sick and died from COVID. Now again, this is before COVID was even a thing, and they're looking back on the timeline, and they said she could have possibly died in November of 2019, allegedly. This is when the story first came out. So if that's the case, that means COVID wasn't even a global pandemic then. Not to say it wasn't already here. We ain't going into conspiracy thing right now. I'm just saying. But not to say that she didn't have some type of flu or something that passed. But again, they buried her body where? In the backyard. Now, during this time, they continued to get benefits, but they didn't pay any of the bills. They bought like toys, like these collectible toys, and they would, I guess, allegedly resell them on the internet. But again, it was a house of hoarders, allegedly. There was no running water. There was alleged bottles of urine, feces everywhere, animals in there. So, and absolutely no one knew anything. They allegedly, the news story says no one knew anything. And again, these houses are very, very, very close. Let's see, we're going back to the news report. The brothers allegedly told police their mom, who was in her late 70s, was pushed down the stairs by their sister in December 2015. December in 2015? That's damn near 7 years ago. And it's possible because, again, the way things are set up in the suburbs, unfortunately, it's not like the city where everybody is, well, what's going on down the street? In the suburbs, everyone stays to themselves. And you're finding this more and more every day where people are burying their victims in the backyard. It's insanity. They were duct taped completely, wrapped in blankets, placed inside, bent over, folded in half, and buried in the yard. I hate to be graphic, but that's what the news reports say. Now, I told you what happened before, okay? Now, the brothers said then their 42-year-old sister got sick. and died in 2019. Again, this was before it was a pandemic. It was before it was global. So within 7 years, you have allegedly two people that have passed under substantial circumstances because you don't know. And they were duct taped and folded over. Like that was intentional. Like you kind of knew what to do, allegedly, because this is insane. Police said the bodies had been dead and buried for years, and they were too decomposed to determine how they died. But investigators believe the brothers did not report the deaths so they could continue to collect their mother's social security checks. And that's the damn shame that the mother had been deceased allegedly since 2015. It could have been sooner than that. And the social security had not checked on her. She hadn't been to a doctor's appointment. She hadn't been seen by anyone laid eyes on her since allegedly 2015. And this is 2022. You can't be for real. You can't be. You just can't be serious. You can't be. So yeah. The police said the brothers Michael Lelko, 47, have been charged with 2 counts of felony concealment of a death. His brother is currently in custody and charged against him are pending. Garwin also said the police has been told by federal investigators that both brothers are facing charges of theft of Social Security benefits paid in the names of their mother after her death. Federal investigators have not yet formally announced those charges. The investigation began when the water company alerted police that the water hadn't been used at the home for years. Gas and electric use had also been minimal. Upon arrival, police found several cases of hoarding. The home contained jars filled with urine and piles of possessions throughout the two-story home, as well as multiple cats and dogs running around the property. More charges are expected to be announced by the end of the day, police said. Now, as you see, they announced those charges, which is probably going to be, of course, Social Security fraud, again, concealment of a death, um, um, and I don't think this is his mug shot. It's probably his driver's license. That looks more like a driver's license picture than a mug shot. I'm not sure. I'm, I don't know. Hoping that ain't his mug shot. If that is, it's like, okay, I think he knew what he was doing, y'all. I think he knew what he was doing. But it's in all seriousness, this is insanity that in all these years, no one checked to see if this woman was still alive, and benefits were continuing to be cashed out, and no one knew that this woman wasn't even alive, allegedly since 2015. That's crazy. That's insanity. It's crazy. And again, these houses in these little suburban, little small towns outside of quote unquote Chicago, the houses are very close. Like they're close. Like they're really close to each other. So I say that with saying that these two men buried their mother and sister in the backyard and no one knew anything. As close as these houses are out there and around these suburban areas, no one knew that they buried their mother in the backyard. That's insanity. So this is just one mystery that's still unfolding. And of course, it's going to continue to develop. And we're going to see where it goes with this and see what happens with that and what charges will be brought against them because again, this is insanity at its worst. It really is. So hopefully they'll get some answers. Allegedly, they have sold off some of these alleged toys that they brought. Um, was collectors' toys. They have been selling them off, I guess, to pay for lawyers' fees or debt fees or something. But they have been selling off the shit in the house. They have, but it's craziness. So we're going to end this mystery for today. And if no one told you they love you, I do. I truly, truly do. And make sure you do better today than you did yesterday and strive for a better tomorrow today. And I'll see y'all next time for another Mayday Mayhem mystery. And again, I am your girl, Mayday Mayhem. Ew. And don't forget to check out my homie, Fro Foodies. Y'all know that's my girl Kira out there trying to little snacks and stuff. She's gonna tell you what a good food is. We're gonna have the good paninis, the good. Check her out, Fro Foodies. And of course, always don't forget to check out my homie LuuLuu's World, where she gonna tell you where you gonna get your scents, where you can get your smell good. You know what I'm saying? On any occasion. So please don't forget to check out my two homies, and we will be back with you next time for another Mayday Mayhem mystery. And again, I am your host, Mayday Mayhem. You can follow me on all social media platforms. Instagram, I am Mayday_Mayhem. Follow me on Facebook, same thing, Mayday Mayhem. So I'll see you guys next time. Again, everyone stay safe, stay healthy, and until next time.